thanks to the children's trust and all kids included. My name is Puig, and I am a movement, dance, yoga, and mindfulness teaching artist in Miami-Dade County. The tool that I will be sharing with you today is one of my favorite tools after steady beat, and it is called the brain dance. The brain dance is an 8-step sequence created by Dr. Green Gilbert. This process was created as an effort to connect the brain and increase its capacity for learning, for integration of concepts, as well as increasing the capacity of the brain's memory to retain information for a long period of time, and also prepares the brain for learning. It has been proven that once you do this very simple 8-step sequence of the brain dance, your test scores, if you were to be taking a test, would go up almost by 50% above the average score that you would have had if you did not do the brain dance. The brain dance is inclusive of all in the sense that you can do it sitting down, you can do it standing up, you can do it to music, to chanting, you can do it in silence if you wanted to. The first way that I'm going to be teaching you the brain dance today is by giving you the function for each step and reviewing each step one at a time. Are we ready? Step 1 of the brain dance is breathing. And as we all know, breathing allows us to bring in new oxygen into our body. It allows us to clear our thoughts and our minds. It also clears our feelings as well. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, being conscious of breathing with our diaphragm, our belly, instead of breathing with our lungs. Let's engage in just 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, using steady beat. Goes like this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And that was step 1 of the brain dance. Step 2 of the brain dance is called tactile movement. And what that means is that we tap our skin, which is the largest organ in our body, to wake it up. And there's many different ways we can do that. We can tap, gentle, all of our body parts, our arms, our legs, behind our backs. We can also scratch. This is a different type of sensory information input, and it just depends on what we are trying to achieve. Another way that we can also tap our bodies is to squeeze. Squeezing every body part that needs a little extra love. And you can also use what I call pitter-patter fingers, tipping the tips of your fingers to move about like if raindrops were falling on you. It's a very nice feeling. It wakes up those cells on your skin that give your brain tons of very valuable information. And that was step 2 of the brain dance. Step 3 of the brain dance is moving head and your tail together. So if I were to do that, I would create almost like a C going one way and a C going on the other. I love to think of the concept of sweeping, and I would probably say Dominican sweeping because we do move our heads when we sweep. So moving your head and tail in connection to each other, and not only sides, but also front and back. Connecting always head and tail in circles or whatever other movements you decide to do. But so as long as they're both working together. That was step 3. Step 4 of the brain dance is called core distal. And core distal is moving away from the center of your core, which is your diaphragm, moving away from your core and moving towards your core. Yes? Just like a tiny little planet expanding outwards away from your core and coming inwards towards your core. And something that I always like to say to assist my students in visualizing this movement is to say, hello world. Open up nice and big and say, hello world. Wonderful. And then you come back inside and say, hello me. Hello me. One more time. Hello world. And hello me. With this step, we're allowing our brains to know that not only are we getting ready to learn, but we are also getting ready to relate to the world around us. So it's coming outwards, and then also knowing the importance of being with yourself and giving yourself that space you need to learn. Step 5 of the brain dance is top and bottom. Using a vertical line, we divide our bodies in 2. And we have the top part, and we have the bottom part. So if I were to move my top, I would freeze the bottom like a piece of cement, super strong on the ground. You wouldn't be able to move me about. And the only thing that would move would be your top. And you can come up with a variety of ways of doing that. You can clap, you can swing your arms, you can sway, you can move them about, you can shake them. You can lean forward or lean back or lean to one side or the other. Now we freeze the top and we move just the bottom. And what that would mean would be just my hips and my feet. And in order to do that, I always invite everyone to cross their arms, cross laterally, across the chest, to make sure those arms are not moving and wiggling about. And I ask always, what are some things that we can do with our bottom part of our body? We can march, we can kick, we can jump, we can run, we can move our legs to the sides, to the front, and to the back. We can shake them. So anything that you think your body needs, you can always do with your bottom part. Step 6 of the brain dance is body half. Dividing our bodies in 2 by using a vertical line, leaving you with having a left side and a right side. The left side of your body talks to the right side of your brain, which is all about creativity. The right side of your body talks to your left brain, which is all about logic and math. So we have the left foot, left arm, and right arm, right foot. We would freeze one side, and we would move just that side, the opposite side. And you can move it in all sorts of ways. You can open, you can shake, and in the same way, when you freeze the other side, you move the opposite, making sure that one side is completely silent and quiet while the other side explores movement. Step 7 of the brain dance is cross-lateral movement, which means allowing your right brain to talk to your left brain. And how do they do that? By crossing that imaginary vertical line that we just did for our last step, crossing over to one side and crossing over to the other. This way, right brain and left brain are able to communicate and get as powerful as they can, because as they say, 2 is better than 1, right? Right and left brain begin to communicate, and they strengthen your brain. How do we do cross-lateral movement? By, like I said before, just moving one side to the opposite side. And one hand to the opposite side as well. You can even do elbow to opposite knee. Elbow to opposite knee. Good. Or even a little disco. You can also cross your feet. Cross your feet. You can cross your arms. Cross your arms. So as long as you're crossing that middle line. And the last step of the brain dance, step 8, is vestibular system. Step 8 would be activating our vestibular system. And the way we do that is by spinning around. Our vestibular system is what allows us to know where our body is in space at all times. If some of you at home have experienced getting dizzy before when spinning, or maybe even when being in a boat, I'm going to share with you today that the reason why that happens might be because your vestibular system is understimulated or overly stimulated. And what that means is spinning is the most powerful action that you can present and provide your brain with. It sends a bunch of information shooting up to your brain and allowing the brain to do what it does best. When we spin around, you can visualize your brain being like a cup and having all this juice inside. When you begin to spin, the juice begins to move a bit in that cup, side to side, activating a bunch of different wonderful things in your brain. Now, the moment you stop spinning, all that juice is still moving about. So the trick here is to bounce slightly on one spot, and you will notice the dizziness goes away. Let's give it a try today. So we're going to spin today, but we're going to start very slowly. And I'm going to use a steady beat in order for us to spin together. It goes like this. Keep your eyes open, your mouth closed, and you can bring your hands about in front if you like. We go, and we spin, and we spin, and we spin around, looking around. Spin, and we spin, and we spin, and stop. Coming back to the center. Let's do it on the other side. And we spin, and we spin, and we spin around, looking up, looking all around, and then stop. Let's try the spinning again on both sides, but this time a little faster. And we spin, and we spin, and we spin around, and we spin, and we spin, and now we stop. Let's go to the other side, and we spin, and we spin, and we spin around, and we spin, and we spin, and now we stop. Now you can bounce by simply lifting your feet off the floor slightly. Not a jump, but just a bounce to get the juice in your brain back in its place. You will notice that if you were dizzy, you are no longer dizzy anymore. I hope this helps. And that was your introduction today to the 8-step sequence of the brain dance created by Dr. Green Gilbert. This was Jennifer Puig today, sharing the best inclusive practices in the fields of the arts and all abilities and all ages. I hope you enjoyed with me today, and I hope to see you again very soon.